All right, y'all. As always, we are back with another bullish Toshi video. In this one, we're going to be going over a lot of news and information that's currently happening right now in the community. So starting out, I did want to address some concerns and a few, like a question, a comment type of thing, because a lot of people, I know a lot of people when it comes down to the price action, you're seeing, I covered the Yeezy token that came out yesterday. The rug pull, to be fair. I cover, like, I've been covering XRP. I've been covering a few different things here on the channel lately. So I know people are seeing projects out here every single day that's blowing up, making people a ton of money. And people, it's tough, especially when you're newer to crypto. It's tough to be patient and understand when you're in position into how to make the right moves when you're not seeing insane movement. So I really get that mindset. I remember I used to be the type of, like, everyone starts there where you see one thing pumping and wonder if you're in the right thing because everything else seems to be always going crazy. You see everything else always making news and stuff like this. And it's just a lot of noise. It's a lot of noise in the space until you realize it's not as much going on as it looks like it's going on. So I don't want you all confusing the fact that I'm expanding my content. Understand this, my content is currently expanding on the channel, so my reach expands so that people can see what I stand for, which is really investments like Toshi, because Toshi has real fundamentals and is doing a lot of different things. So the bigger I get in many other spaces, it's just gonna go right back to Toshi because that's what I really stand for. That's what I really believe in. So I can cover a meme coin, I can cover a scam, and people are gonna like the things that I have to say because I have a lot of information based on this type of stuff. And then when people want to know, okay, so what do you think is a better alternative to what I'm doing? It's Toshi. So, like, and I appreciate all of you who are supporting all the other content and stuff like that, because it is really helpful for the community, for this entire community, especially because this is actually the community that I believe in the most in the meme coin space. So that being said, the question or the comment was, why do people get crazy over a 10% pump after a 20% dump? This is pretty simple. A lot of people are relieved that a recovery is actually happening. Some people are scared and aren't sure if we're going down because a lot of stuff in crypto does not recover. But Toshi has been around for 2 years for a reason. It does recover. And also, one thing about the Toshi community is that people, when the price actually is going down and dips, and it dips, people are buying those dips. So when it goes up 10%, people have made money. And that's the part of the game where if you want to make money in the short term, almost a guaranteed way to make money every single time is when Toshi dips, to buy that dip, and then you'll profit off of that. So I'm like, you don't even have to be a trader to do this. This is just a different perspective and a different way of thinking. Your Toshi bag that you're holding as an investment for long term, take that bag, put it to the side, keep it somewhere else. When a Toshi dip happens, like a big dip, buy the dip. And then when it goes up, take your money. It's a very simple game, because see, you're waiting for your Toshi bag to do some crazy 20x, 30x and stuff like that. And that's perfectly fine. I feel the same. However, there's people who's making money in Toshi every single move that it makes. And that's as simple. That's how the game is played. So that's why these little moves can be a bigger deal than you may think that they are. It's deeper. It's a lot deeper what's actually going on sometimes. Don't you realize this is nothing? We are still in the same spot. Give me better news when Toshi does a 100% pump. See, you're waiting for Toshi to do a 100% pump, go all the way to where you want it to go. It's people where every time if Toshi dips 10 times and goes up 10 times, you know, it's people who bought that dip and sold the top 10 different times. So you're getting 10% here, 10% there, 10% there, 20% there, at the point where you're constantly, you know, you've already made 100% before that big move even comes. So this is like, it's just a difference in thought process. You can see everything is not a big deal, or you can see the opportunity in everything. You can't really do both. So that's why your mindset needs to be on the things that matter, which is taking advantage of the opportunities and seeing how you want to play it, seeing how you want to move. But yeah, like that's essentially the mindset that you need to really be in if you trying to make money in the short term, which it seems like some people are really thirsty to make a little bit of bread in the short term, which everybody could use some money. But yeah, you have to know why you're in this game. If your Toshi bag is packed and you're trying to trade something, one of the safer things to trade, in my opinion, would be Toshi. But and it's not even really, I wouldn't even consider that trading. It's pretty much common sense at this point when Toshi dips is going to recover. But I mean, hey, you never know. Next, check it out. A whale has recently bought $66,000 worth of Toshi. So once again, smart money is on the move buying stuff. This was 11:51 p.m. at night. So this is when the Yeezy coin was out there at its peak. I don't know if we had a sell-off when the Yeezy coin dropped. I actually didn't check the charts at the point where the Yeezy dropped. But someone bought more Toshi. Like, look at this. 5 hours ago, someone bought $20,000 worth of Toshi. So the whales are still buying. Like, the whales are still buying. The same, nothing has actually changed. And this is why it's a big deal, because the same thing is happening with Bitcoin. The same thing is happening with Ethereum. You got BlackRock and all these companies constantly buying, and nothing is moving. Markets don't work like that. When you buy too much, things start to rise. So at the point where something is preventing stuff from rising, you know that there's something bigger going on in the background. And that bigger thing going on in the background is allowing us the opportunity to buy more. We saw what happened when Warren Buffett was buying more Coca-Cola before Coca-Cola actually took off. So at the point where you spend your time accumulating more of something you know is going to go up, or trading it, like however you want to do it, you're putting yourself in a better position for the future, especially if you have conviction towards the things that you're holding, which in my personal opinion, you shouldn't be holding things you don't have conviction in. But that's just me. So yeah, smart money is still doing the same thing. We also have something that's kind of trendy around the community right now. Toshi is already in Robinhood's UI. This is bigger than people think. So this one, we actually covered this like some months ago. Like it is pretty big. It's big for Base as a whole, but essentially what happened is they announced support for Base a while ago. So almost anything on Base you can find on Robinhood, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that is big that Toshi's on there, but yeah, everything on Base is on there as well. And we also are available in their wallet, if I'm not mistaken also. So yeah, that's been there for a while. I think somebody just discovered it, but yeah, I've been seeing a lot of posts about that recently. Then we have this one, the next Doge, nah. The next Shiba, nah. Much higher for Toshi. As you can see, this was generated. It was generated 4 hours from when this was posted. So yesterday at 7, it said Toshi surged 12% since yesterday, ranking as the top performer among meme coins. Market position outperforms major meme coin Doge, which dropped 14% over the past month. Trading volume climbed 21% since yesterday, exceeding market's 9% increase. Outpaces Shiba's 10% weekly drop despite trailing monthly leader Pingu. So as you can see, even the AI, when the AI is explaining what's going on with Toshi, it's just a lot of outperforming everything in the market right now, outperforming every meme coin in this industry. Like that's essentially what it's saying at this point in time. Toshi's outperforming this, is outperforming that. It's doing what Toshi does, and so I know that like people actually are sleeping on the amount of comfort you have in the Toshi community. The fact that you can count on a recovery, the fact that you can count on new news coming, the fact that you can count on a new exchange listing. It's like you don't realize how many communities don't have that luxury, man. How many communities are to put it into perspective, my last community before I got wise enough to realize I didn't see the bigger picture and there was something missing in my level of education. My last community, we waited around for years for an exchange listing. We fell for stuff like, oh, we need to make sure regulations are, we're up to, we're regulated, we're following the regulations. That's why we can't do this. That's why we can't do that. Whole time you jump into the meme coin space, a meme coin that came out yesterday is getting put on exchanges. It's like certain things don't add up. And when you only have a certain level of education, you're not really able to piece together the things that are not adding up. And then in that community, it also came with arrogance. I was in an NFT community that had official rights to some of the biggest brands in human history, Marvel, DC, all of that, Jurassic Park, all of that stuff. So obviously you hear names and IP of this caliber and you're instantly impressed. But then you understand the tech and things behind it, and it's not as impressive as you thought that it once was. And then you realize it's in a closed ecosystem when Web3 is all about getting away from that. And then you realize that everything that a company promises never comes. And that's when you start to educate yourself and put the pieces together that no, they was just literally slow rugging the entire time. So it's a hell of a journey coming to certain realizations. But what I love about the Toshi community is that you don't have to go based on faith. You can actually just look at the fundamentals, look at what's going on, look at the performance versus everything else, understand the value of meme coins, and you can take advantage of these opportunities. You don't have to sit here and swear, oh, this altcoin is going to be the whole financial system, because it's about 30 altcoins that people claim is going to be the financial system for the entire world. And you hear people like certain communities, like the XRP community. I'm sorry, but it's filled with some of the most gullible people I've ever seen. Like, it's people who's literally convinced that every dollar in the world's economy that ever exists is going to go into XRP. And to be convinced of something so stupid is crazy, because when have you saw such collaboration throughout human history? Ever. The US dollar isn't even that. So at the point where you are convinced that every dollar in human history is all going to one thing, humans have never been able to agree and jump on board with anything. Yet you think that everyone and every asset in the world is just going to all dump on you and make you rich. And it's ignorance. It's people who don't actually understand how these systems work together, because XRP is a very, very important piece to a puzzle, but XRP is very much connected with other projects and things like that. And some of the XRP community is actually going at some of the projects that literally is going to make XRP very valuable, even more valuable, but they are not smart enough to realize the bigger picture. And yeah, then I sit here and I don't share everything that I know. Except I share it in my private network, but I don't share everything I know. But then when you give people game, they say, "Oh, go back to covering your meme coins," and it's like, okay, I'm gonna just let you get cooked, and then I'm gonna be like, no, don't come over here to see what's going on with my meme coins. Now that you're getting fried over there, thinking that you finna make a $10,000 XRP when that market cap would be more than all the money in human history. But I digress. Anyway, I've taken a 1% hold. Like, this is Enigma. He's from the Toshi. He was early, very, very early in Toshi, there from the beginning. I've taken a 1% position in Moto on Toshi Mart. Building the CTO of Toshi, I understand the value of supply and strong hands when a CTO happens. If it goes to zero, so be it. I don't think it does. Oil would remind me, the Toshi community, of our humble beginnings, and that this token was born of our product. When you matter most is when stuff like this happens. A community steps in to save a project built in our backyard. You don't choose the project when times are good. Only what matters is when the call is hard and when the call is heard and heeding that call. Last time I did this for Barry, I was ostracized for a number of reasons. People called me greedy for supporting someone some people had beef with, except I never sold any Barry tokens. I did it because the Toshi brand and the Launchpad meant so much to me. It's the same here. I will say, the thing I like about him is that he seems very similar to me in a lot of ways. It's like he seems to just be out here doing his own thing and making the decisions that he wants to make. And it's like, yeah, I'm cool with y'all, but I don't want no problems with y'all, but I'm gonna do what I believe in. And if you want problems with me because I'm doing what I believe in, then we got problems, because I'm gonna do me. So it's like, a lot of people put their expectations and put their rules on people and try to police what somebody's gonna do. You can't tell a grown ass man what to do. You may not agree with a decision, but mind your own business. Don't mind somebody else's business. If we have business together, let's focus on that, because the business that I'm doing is not interfering with your business, so mind your business. And it's really that simple. Like, I feel like it's so much emotion, so much stuff. Like, people overstepping lines when the game could be really so simple, bro. It could be really so simple. If we gonna make money together, we gonna eat together, let's do that. But if you're not involved in certain business and you only want to sit here and judge me or look down on me or start some BS with me over some decisions that I'm making that ain't got nothing to do with you, then I mean that's where you can feel free to fuck off. And this it's really that simple. And I think that so many people get overly invested in stuff that doesn't actually concern them. So I definitely appreciate the way that he moves when it comes down to the things that he does. I've never had a problem with him. I don't know who doesn't like him in this community. I know that there are people who don't like him. I don't know the story. I don't know any of that, nor do I care to. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be sitting around gossiping with nobody anyway. If something deep is going on, that's between y'all. Ain't got nothing to do with me. So, yeah. Now, last but not least. So, Toshi will be the biggest meme on Base? Hell yeah. And now I'll explain why. First of all, Toshi is already the top 2 meme on Base, and it needs only around $200,000 market cap to flip Brett. It can happen very soon. Just look at the chart. Here we have a very popular stairs pattern where on a higher time frame, the price moves inside a trend tunnel. The chance that this price will hit all-time high is very likely, and then we can clearly fly to $500 to $600 million market cap. Also, this huge US made narrative will help us make Toshi the first and biggest meme on the Base ecosystem. Also, the fact that this is we're heavily involved in the onboarding of the entire American, people. Like, we're very heavily involved in that. And then even when you look at charts like this, where we're looking at everything going on right now, you'll notice that Toshi is the only thing actually performing well right now. And in the last 7 days, everything is down, but Toshi is down the least. And in the last 24 hours, Toshi has performed the best. So it's little indicators and things like that that lets you know where the strength is, where the trust is, and why Toshi is in the position that it's in. You can't, once you put all the pieces together and start looking at the consistency, like, the thing is, like, every time Brett pumps or something, everyone's like, oh, but was I wrong about Brett? Maybe I should jump out of Toshi. What has consistently been the case? It's like every time somebody outscores LeBron in a game, it make headline news as if that the person who outscored LeBron is suddenly the same caliber of player as LeBron now. It's like, no, that's not how that works. That guy can have a really good game one game. He could even have a couple of good games. But LeBron comes out here every single time and does it, and has consistently done it since the start. And that is Toshi. Toshi has done it, and it consistently does it from the start. And yeah, people want to spin certain narratives and try to, it's just, a lot of people don't know how to look at the big picture and be patient and really understand what they're holding and what's going on. So yeah, this is why I try to shine light and on a lot of what's happening in the community. I remember what it was like to, not know everything and to think I did. So I try to help where I can, but truthfully, sometimes it is points of a lot of confrontation where people want you to approve the things that you're saying. I'm like, me personally, I have no interest. Like, at the end of the day, I tell you my perspective because these are the things that I see. If I'm wrong, I'm willing to see that in real time and accept the consequences. But if I'm right, it's because I trusted my research, and I also believe in myself and what I see, because I know that unlike most people in this space, I actually do well, very well in this space. So that's why I would rather trust me. But that being said, there we have it, man. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out, fam.